How's it going, everyone? My name is Anthony, aka Comics Are Great, and welcome to another one of my new comic book day haul videos. Today I'll be showing you the comics I bought back on Wednesday, September 15th. Just to let you know, I'm considering jumping ahead to the current week just to make things easier on myself and to bring everyone up to speed on the new stuff instead of concentrating on stuff that is a little bit behind. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Anyway, I'm trying something new today where I split my comics into two groups. Comic buys and comic reads and cover buys. So please let me know what you think. As usual, the comics I'm presenting will be in alphabetical order, starting with Marvel Comics Black Widow number 11 by Elena Thompson and Rafael De La Torre. The cover was drawn by Adam Hughes. Just when she thought it was safe to walk around after the events of last issue, the Black and White Widows meet with the twins Liv and Lars to get information. Natalia discovers that Apogee is not only still alive, but also has a stake in her next mission, the Golden Gate Gala. So it's going to be interesting just to see how Kelly Thompson will have Black Widow and company deal with the latest dilemma, starting in issue 12, which arrives on Wednesday, October 27. From Marvel Comics, Kang the Conqueror number 2 by Jackson Lansing, Colin Kelly, and Carlos Pacheco. This is the comic of the week. Nathaniel Richards, the father of Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four, has gone by many names, but the one he is most known by is Kang the Conqueror. So while he was a teen in the 31st century, his older Kang self found him and said, "Self, how would you like to visit your future lives to fix their mistakes?" So the first one he visits is Ramatut, only for Ramatut to kick his butt and turn him into the second version of himself, Eric the Red. During this time, he learns about two things: hate and war. War? Who does he fight, you ask? The answer is Apocalypse. When the FF eventually show up and beat Ramatut, Nathaniel sees his opportunity to beat Kang by aligning himself with Apocalypse. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to wait for issue 3 when it comes out on Wednesday, October 13th to see what happens next. From IDW Publishing, Star Wars The High Republic Adventures, The Monster of Temple Peak number 2 by Cavan Scott and Rachel Stott. This was an interesting issue featuring more of the backstory of Ty Yorick, a former Jedi turned monster hunter. She saves Druin, who is looking for her so he can learn to become alright. 3, 2, 1. From IDW Publishing, Star Wars The High Republic Adventures, The Monster of Temple Peak number 2 by Cavan Scott and Rachel Stott. This was an interesting issue featuring more of the backstory of Ty Yorick, a former Jedi turned monster hunter. She saves Druin, who is looking for her so he can learn to become a Jedi. Ty's Jedi past seems to be filled with curiosity, pain, and loss, which seems to be typical of a Jedi. When her ride gets startled and bolts, she winds up needing someone to help carry her stuff. So I guess Druin will be sticking around just a little longer. Well, at least to issue 3, which is scheduled to come out on Wednesday, October 27. From Marvel Comics, Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters, Boushh number 1 by Alyssa Wong and David Baldeon. The cover was drawn by Phil Noto. Of course, everyone knows Boushh as the bounty hunter that not only quote-unquote captured Chewbacca for Jabba the Hutt, but she wound up being Princess Leia. So for Jabba to know about Boushh, there had to be a real one. This issue goes into a bit about Boushh's backstory, why family is important to her, and at the end it opens up the door to an upcoming miniseries. Star Wars Crimson Dawn #1 comes out on Wednesday, December 1st. From Image Comics, Time Before Time #5 by Declan Shalvey, Rory McConville, and Joe Palmer. This story has jumped between time periods that sometimes it's tough to keep up. The story can go from 2141 to 2093 to 3455 back to 2141. Well, you get the picture. Tatsuo goes to 3455 to pick up an important package when he runs into Oscar, his friend that became an old fart in issue 1, except this time he's much younger. While he's there, he sees the time machine Oscar came in and decides to steal it to save Nadia instead of using the rust bucket he was given. Just before he shows up, Nadia kills Helgi. At the end of the issue in 2141, they decide to hightail it, and in 2679, Helgi's dad receives news that he's dead. I can't wait until Wednesday, October 20th to find out what happens in issue 6, which is the end of the first arc. From IDW Publishing, Usagi Yojimbo #22. Written and drawn by Stan Sakai. This is part 1 of a 3-part ransom storyline. Usagi Yojimbo and his cousin Yukichi Yamamoto are Ronin, samurais with no master. They run into Kitsune and Kyoko, a pickpocket and a thief. They recently stole a ledger from the boss of the territory, Boss Hasegawa. After fighting with them, Kyoko gets taken hostage and Usagi and Yukichi are given an ultimatum. Find Kitsune and return the ledger or Kyoko dies. Part 2 continues in issue 23, which comes out on Wednesday, October 27. From Marvel Comics, Web of Spider-Man #5, Kevin Shinick and Alberto Albuquerque. The cover was drawn by Greg Land. To me, this issue was a bit anticlimactic and disappointing for 2 reasons. First, after the first 4 issues had 2 covers per issue, this issue just had 1 cover, which to me makes absolutely no sense. Second, it was the most predictable issue. I understand that this was mainly for the younger audience and it was just a 5-issue series, but you could have created an opening for a follow-up series, set up a story for a different series, or a shocking ending since this is a self-contained universe. So at least it's over, and I'm gonna have to get a second 5th issue to have 2 complete runs, one for regular and the other for variant covers. From Marvel Comics, X-Men, The Trial of Magneto #2 by Leah Williams and Lucas Wernick. The cover was drawn by Valerio Schiti. In this issue, the X-Men, along with X-Force and X-Factor, tried to see who exactly killed Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch, daughter of Magneto. However, they, along with a few of the Avengers, come to find out that Magneto himself did the deed, until who shows up at the end? But Wanda herself. Okay, right now, I'm confused. I hope issue 3, which comes out on Wednesday, October 20th, will clear up my confusion. This is the cover buys portion of the video. Right, this is something new that I want to try. Okay, where all these covers that I've got were essentially cover buys. So let's get started. The first one is from Marvel Comics, Black Widow #11, and this cover was drawn by Adam Hughes. So as you can see, this cover is a Black Widow. Looks like she's holding an umbrella with one arm, and the other arm she's holding a gun where the smoke is coming up to the bottom part of her dress. And Adam Hughes, to me, drew another classic. All right, Adam Hughes is always known for drawing sexy women, and doing them with very tastefully, and this is no exception. All right, so another great cover, Mr. Hughes, and hopefully this one will become a classic. From Marvel Comics, Extreme Carnage, Agony #1. This is the design cover for the issue, and it was drawn by David Nakayama. Now, David Nakayama this year has been drawing a lot of covers. I mean, a ton of covers. Over the course of the past month, I think I've collected about 7 of them. And a few of them have been these design variants for the Extreme Carnage series. So, unfortunately, he's only doing the ones for the symbiotes. He couldn't do Alpha, he couldn't do Omega, which would have been great to bookend the whole series. And there was also another one that I believe he missed. But for Agony, this one is great. This, I think, is one of the better ones. You definitely see the sharp talons and the way the symbiote hair weaves around. And, I'm sure that in a fight, it'll move to protect her. But one thing's for sure, she definitely has that evil look. She is not here to protect you. She's here to kill you. Or make you scream, which is another name of one of the symbiotes. But in her case, she'll definitely give you a lot of agony. From DC Comics, Future State, Gotham #5. And this cover was done by Boushh. Now, Boushh is normally known for doing a lot of exclusive covers, but I'm happy that for at least for a few of the covers for DC, for Future Comics Gotham, for a number of their issues, she's doing the cardstock variant covers. So this is the second one, I believe. Yeah, because she did #3, and she did this one. She skipped #4 because #4, both covers were done by Simone DeMeo, and they were connecting covers. But this one is of the White Rabbit, which is the backup story in Future State Gotham #5. But this one, I like the white and the pink colors as they blend together. And she's always known for those soft colors, and the blended background. In this case, it's blue. And she does an awesome job, and her covers have become pretty famous. Some of them have become pretty valuable, for new comics. So even though this one is has a high print run and its cover price, I have a feeling that in the near future, it probably will go up a bit. And in the far future, it'll be one of her better ones, I believe. I Am Batman #1, also from DC Comics. This cover was drawn by Francisco Mattina. So Mattina is a huge Batman artist. He does the variant covers he did it for the original Batman series, as now he's doing it for I Am Batman. And he can draw and paint an awesome Batman. I mean, this one's no exception. This is the new Batman, and his motorcycle. The way the cape blends into the motorcycle a bit. With the white wall just offsetting it. Or it looks like it's a bunch of lights. But when it comes to drawing certain dark figures, he does a beautifully awesome job. He's also known for doing Spawn, where his Spawn covers are absolutely amazing. But Mattina, I will pick up a Mattina cover just about any day of the week because he's that good. From Dynamite Comics, Invincible Red Sonja #4. This cover is done by Frank Cho. Now, I like the Frank Cho covers, you know, from that he does for Red Sonja. You know, they're penciled, obviously. What I don't like is that, you know, nothing's updated. This is from August 2010. Not saying he put effort into it, but it's nothing recent. You know, I would like him to see and do something that's more updated. You know, to see his current art style, not an art style from 11 years ago. You know, while it is funny because, I mean, she says, damn it, I hate wearing this metal bikini in a thunderstorm. You know, yeah, no kidding. She'll become a human lightning rod. But, I mean, in any case, it's still a sexy picture of Red Sonja, you know, but, again, it'd be nice to see a more recent picture. I think that that would command a better value than something that was dated in 2010. From Marvel Comics, Iron Man number 12. This one was drawn by Raza, and this is the cover of the week. So this was the variant cover for Iron Man 12, obviously, because Iron Man's not on it. But this is the celebrating the 10th year anniversary for Miles Morales. Can't believe that he's actually been in the Marvel universe, Ultimate Universe slash Marvel Universe for 10 years. And this is a great cover. You know, you have first it's a homage to Bruce Lee, you know, because there's the famous Bruce Lee cover where he's on a DJ with almost the exact same pose, except that he's topless, you know, no t-shirt. While with this one, you know, Miles is in his Spider-Man costume with a jacket on, looking all cool, with the Iron Man bobblehead doll there, keeping him company. And he's just rocking and rolling on the DJ. But beautiful cover. This cover sold out everywhere. You couldn't find this cover. You know, I mean, this was one of those that a number of the Miles Morales covers really did well. They sold well, and I think it's one of the better variant cover series that Marvel did. And I love a lot of the ones that the artist did, and this one was no exception. I mean, Raza, I'm getting to know Raza's artwork. He does stuff that's a little different, but amazing nonetheless. Really amazing. So hats off to you, Raza. And for me, for the week of 9/15, your the cover that you did for Iron Man is the cover of the week. From Black Mask Comics, we have White number 1. The cover was drawn by Carrie Randolph, and this is the third print cover. So this cover, as you can see, has a cream colored background with a black foreground. Keep on saying white because it's the name of the comic, but has a black foreground. So while it does look good, you know, it looks to me just as good as the original cover, which was a white foreground on a red background. But I gotta wonder what this would have looked like with a white background. I think that the black lettering and the black ink would have definitely popped better. Even though, yes, it probably would have gotten a little dirtier in the future for whoever handles their books. But once it's in a bagging board, it's protected. So I think a white background would have definitely made it pop better. But their choice. I don't know if it had to do with because the title of the comic is white and they didn't want to have white title with a white background. I guess that's something that Black Mask Comics, hopefully they can let me know. But otherwise, it's still a great comic. Great series, and definitely check it out, even if it's just for a cover buy. Did you pick up some of the comic books I showed you today? If so, please let me know which ones, and if you agreed with what I had to say, in the comments down below. If you like the content of this video, a thumbs up would be really cool. Also, Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you know when I post my videos on a more regular basis. And I tend to be live with the New York Warriors on Saturday mornings on their Coffee and Comics show at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. Also, on Team Nerd Herd's Comic Top Pick show, which is on Sunday evenings at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. You'll find the links to their YouTube channels down below. Thanks for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed the video. And from my family to yours, remember, comics are great, and so are you. Later.